Once upon a time, someone asked Veronica, "If you had not been a nun, what would you have been?" She replied, "An opera prompter." Now, an opera prompter is an extremely important part of the performance. Their seat is a little box close to the stage where no one sees them except the singers. Met Opera Archives director Peter Clark describes it this way: "The prompter has to be a highly trained musician. She can hear if they make a wrong entrance. She'll motion to them and ask them to hold up a second, wait a minute. You have 2 more measures before you come in." That's why the singers love the prompter, because they put them back on track. Eric Owens, an operatic bass, states, "It's great to get a set of ears that you trust, and then you have that person be there on stage with you. It's like she's lifting me up." When I read of the scope of the work and how intricate the prompter is to the performance, I immediately knew Veronica would have been an exceptional one. But it occurred to me that in a different way, she fulfilled that dream. She was a life prompter. She shared with us her wisdom, her common sense, her love of nature, and her love of the Carmelite life. When I first entered, I worked outside with her on the trail that surrounds our property. I certainly was not used to working outside as she was, and I would come in drenched, and she would be without a drop of perspiration. One day, we were working outside and having difficulty with a task. She knew we needed another way to approach it. She said, "If you have the right tool, you can do anything." That is not only true concerning yard work, but in life. If one way does not work, look for another. Determined determination, as St. Teresa says. I came to the table one day and I declared that I have nothing to say. And Veronica said, "Then say nothing." She did not speak just to hear herself talk. She knew the value of silence. When she spoke, her words were carefully considered and not just a cacophony of sounds. And yet, as we have already said, Veronica was a great lover of words. She was an avid reader, and as we know, kept a list of all the books she had read throughout her life at Carmel, but I didn't know, as Tim said, when she came here. So much fed her inquisitive mind. Once we were driving to an appointment and I was upset about something, and I shared it with her, to which she replied, "Don't take someone else's anxieties on yourself." I am still working on that one. For me, she was all that and more. I cannot begin to tell you how much Veronica meant to me and how much I depended on her. I have the privilege to care for her long before she moved to the infirmary, and then while she was there. I so loved her, our talks, our time together, and just being with her. She was as strong as the trees she loved. She bent with the wind, but did not break. She knew the change of seasons and understood the value of each one. So you see, Veronica achieved her dream of being a prompter, except she did it on the stage of life. My dear Veronica, that role you embodied so exceptionally has come to an end. But your lessons of gentleness, generosity, graciousness, wisdom, and common sense live on. You will continue to lift me up every day. I miss you, I love you, and will always be grateful for the lessons you taught me. And if I need a little prompting as my journey of life goes on, I will be looking for your cue.